Okay, with me, but this is my first attempt at a video. I seriously need to replace all the strings on my Harpejji because I've been playing it for about 3 years now and I haven't done a full string replacement. So there's probably some guitarists out there that are really freaking out about that. But yeah, so I want to try putting these gold strings on. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But I'll play a bit of demo sound so you can hear what it sounds like now. It's not holding a tune very well, so it kind of sounds like crap, but it's okay. And the top string's busted. But anyway, yeah, this is kind of what it sounds like right now. Pretty simple. So let's go ahead and get a string on and see what it sounds like. Alright, so we're doing it. I got the top two strings put on, and I was a little worried that they wouldn't work. There'd be like an issue with the electrical connection or something, but there's no issue. So that's pretty hype. The rest of it should be pretty easy, but you can't really get a feel for this overall sound from the two strings, but it's working, so that's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and put on a bunch more strings, so maybe I'll try and film part of that. Alright, here's a little midway update. So I've got about half the strings done. I'm just showing you how you do it. You put them in from the back there and pull them across, and you got to slide it into that little guy. Come on. And then you pull this tight and push this in, and then screw down that little Allen key right there, and you're good. So far it's going pretty well. I'll get back once this is done. Alright, here I am undoing the last couple of strings here. Let's do that. Come on. Try to do it with the... There you go. Here's the last two strings coming loose. Oop, crusty. And this last one right here. Oop. And we take these. Oop. And we'll pull them out. Alright, so I got all of these strings put on. Everything's working. I did just a preliminary tune, but I'm going to tune pretty fast. I'm going to go ahead and cut off some of this extra, but leave a little bit so it's easier to take the strings on and off if I need to for some reason. Okay, so it's been about 2 weeks, and I'm just going to do a little voiceover while I'm jamming here. So everything's working, which is great. The color of the sound is a bit brighter. I was expecting that. I like the sound. I don't think it's necessarily better than the regular Ernie Ball strings or anything. It's just a personal preference. But I do really like how it sounds. The brighter tone is nice. I didn't mention it before, but these are Optima Gold strings. And the reason I'm doing this is because of the way that the electrical connection work on the Harpejji to play a sound. So for the sound to come through on the Harpejji, if you don't know, you have to press the string down into the fret, and that completes a circuit and lets the sound go through. And with the regular steel strings, oxidation will build up if you're in a wetter climate, and it can make the circuit not fully connect, so it'll be intermittent or not even go through in sound. So that means you have to clean the strings. So in theory, the gold-plated won't oxidize as much, so you won't have to clean the strings. But right now I'm living in an arid climate, so I don't have to clean the strings anyways. It's not humid enough to have issues with that. So I can't really test if that actually works or not. But I'm assuming it does, I guess. Now that the strings have had some time to settle in, they hold their tune really well. They're about 5 or 6 cents off after a week, which is pretty good. So are these the end-all be-all of Harpejji strings? I think the upper plain steel strings might be, because I really do like the brighter sound, and not having to clean them if you live somewhere that's wetter is a huge plus, because that can get kind of annoying. I do want to try some flat wound strings for the lower half of the instrument at some point. I like the tone of the gold ones, but the round wound strings have a lot of sliding noises, and the pickups on the Harpejji are a lot more sensitive than electric guitar or bass, so it can come out a bit too much sometimes, and I think the flat wound strings would reduce it. I'm just worried that the mellower tone of the flat wound strings might conflict with the brighter gold plated strings, and you don't get the oxidation bonus. But overall, it might be worth it if you can slide easier. But I already spent over $100 on strings to put these all on, so I don't really feel like spending more money on guitar strings right now. But at some point in the future, I want to try that. I think that could be the perfect combination there. But anyways, that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching. It's my first one, so stay tuned. I'll try and get some more content out there. I got some exciting ideas for this instrument, so hopefully you'll stick with me. Thanks a lot.